Okay, so in theory we should have sound. Okay, hey, so we are live. We're having some streaming issues here, so we're just gonna try to work it out and see if you guys can hear or not. Um, looks like it just switched on. So I'm not sure. You're gonna let me know, and then I guess once if you can hear me, Nikki, then just let me know. You're gonna have to talk as well, I guess.
Yeah, I could hear an echo, so I think I'm hearing both you and the stream.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, hold on. The stream's going right now, right? So it needs to catch up to us. I can mute myself here.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you on the stream. So
Is it an echo or no?
no, it's just because
Okay. Can you hear yourself?
Let me go there. Can I hear myself? Let me see. Yes, I can hear myself.
Okay.
That's very confusing. Oh boy.
Yes. Well, I'm going to trim that, so I'm just going to go back to the start screen again, so I can trim that off, and it'll look all neat for the person who might watch it someday. Okay, hold on back. Okay, so today we're continuing a little late start. We're continuing our campaign in Dungeon Crawl. Now everything's away from me. Dungeon Crawl Classics, and we're using the 1,000 Towers. This is just the first book of it. This is like 7 or 8 books now. This is Murgar. It's not for us to pronounce, but it's the Death Roll Kingdom, where the ruled primarily by the crocodile people. They're kind of nice. I mean, I haven't had too much trouble with them yet, right? Not yet, anyways. Right. So, let me just put this over here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, good. So we are to it. So actually, what happened last time, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but I'll try to do a little recap here. You had met a few people who had told you about a problem they're having with what they're calling God Smoke. It's basically a drug that somebody is producing out here in the ruined areas, which are kind of off limits. People go there, but you're not technically supposed to. It's kind of like one of those things where it's against the law, but and the crocodiles will be pissed if they decide to be pissed that day. But people still go there because that's, and you found out because you met some people, that's how they harvest the honey. And you were given, in good faith, a music box, which, well, you were told anyways, helps to harvest the honey. And set off on your adventure. You met some flies that tried to mosquitoes, that tried to attack you. That's kind of one way to put it, right?
Yes.
And also had quite an encounter with a statue. Right?
Yes.
As you stand right now, you are in the ruined area near where you fought that statue. It of course is broken into a bunch of pieces with an amazing blast from Orin. Is that what happened? I can't remember now.
Yep, the force manipulation. Yes.
No, yeah.
Took him out.
Yep. So, Orin's like a sleeper. Like he just kind of hangs out, and then it's like, let me take care of this.
Yep.
So yeah, Orin took them out, and you did a pretty good backstab or whatever on it as well. But in any case, searching around, you found some 4 bright blue eggs, because it was a bird's nest, which Orin knows have some kind of magical properties, but wasn't really able to figure it out without more research. And you are also are currently the attracting or have gathered around you 3 little purple pigs. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that, and tell us which characters and all that other good stuff?
Well, Orin is feeling a little peaked as he did a pretty nasty spell burn in order to defeat that statue, but he's okay. Yuna took some damage when she was thrown off of the statue as she had climbed on top of it to try to bash it in the head with her crowbar. So she's a little hurt, but they are alive. They've found some little bit of treasure in the eggs. The pigs are very cute, eating Orin's worms. And they're thinking about going down those stairs.
Ah, yes, the stairs. Yeah, so you could tell that this place was at some point some kind of pretty prominent structure, possibly a temple. Large stones tipped over that were clearly the walls and roof or whatever at one point. Although primarily walls, like you probably have a feeling that this was probably like some kind of thatch roof because you don't see any huge ones that are like would be. I mean, if they were the ceiling, they were. It was a very flat ceiling place. You don't see any like urges or anything. But you do in fact see, like I said, a set of stairs. They are, especially in the middle, very worn down from water flowing down them, and you see that they drop into the darkness. Aside from that, there's not really much going on right now. The pigs are eating the worms. The statue seems to be defeated. And, yeah.
And yes, all right. So I will have Yuna, because Yuna is a thief, go first and try to be very careful to see if the stairs have any kind of trap.
Okay.
And we'll light up Orin will carry a torch.
Okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, you could light up a torch. You kind of move down. I mean, it's not completely dark in the stairs, so you can kind of be looking around as you're going down. Do you have a trap ability, like a look for trap ability kind of thing?
Find traps?
Yeah.
I do. Plus 3.
Nice. All right. Go ahead and roll a d20 plus 3.
Roll d20, okay. Ooh, 19 plus 3, so.
Oh yeah,
20.
that's pretty damn good. Yeah, so you're pretty confident. In a situation like this, a trap would be relatively hard to hide, so it wasn't going to be hard to find it if there was one, because they're just stone stairs. You look down, especially since they're so worn down. Any kind of like pressure plate or whatever would surely have been exposed by the water or whatever. But aside from the fact that you got to be careful walking down, lest you might fall because they're very steep. You don't find anything that is a trap. In fact, you get down to the bottom. There's kind of like a small, flat area in front of what is a door that is made of copper, I believe. Let me look at my thing. Stairs lead down to an old. Oh no, it's iron. An old rusted iron door. The door itself is, primarily made of iron. There are like very minor inlays, I should say, of what looks to be electrum. So you can see all the rusted iron, and then you see that kind of like patina that you might have a little bit on the electrum, as it is kind of placed in a decorative pattern. The pattern seems to be of some kind of like celestial nature. Like it looks like there's like some star shapes in various configurations.
Is the door, can I check it? Is it locked?
It does not appear to be locked, but it is quite stuck. It would definitely require some strength to pull it open or ingenuity, because it's iron and it kind of like collapsed. But you don't see any lock on it at all. It's just a handle. Well, a ring,
okay.
Actually, I should say.
I have my crowbar. Can I try to pry it open?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead and it's be a strength test, and you can add 2 for the crowbar.
Okay.
So just d20 plus 2 and plus your strength if you have it.
Yep, I'll have you to do it since Orin is not very strong right now. Ooh, but no, that's not very good. 5.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can do it eventually, but because you failed the test, it's just gonna take a while. Like you start doing it, like pieces of door break off, and it's a bit frustrating. So it does actually consume like probably an entire torch of you just down there, like and the torch is like burning down, and finally and the door opens up enough that you can kind of see in. And what you do see actually is more stairs. These stairs again are going down, They seem to be in better shape than the other ones. They, maybe you immediately look to see if they have that same worn down. Probably the water pooled up here, and that's probably why the door was so rusted. But some clearly got in because you can see some wear. But also you see wear on the stairs from use. So the centers of the stairs are kind of worn down. So you can tell they're quite ancient.
And obviously nobody's been this way in a long time, correct?
Yeah, you could imagine that, yeah, because if they have been up and down the stairs, they haven't been through the door. That's for sure. Because the door's been closed for a long time. It's not particularly dusty in here, but it's empty. It feels very. You had that musty smell, that you get when a place is opened up and it hasn't been open in a long time.
Right. Orin will do another torch since we burned one trying to get the door open, and he will look around on the walls. Are there any carvings or anything that like what we saw on the door?
No, the walls are. You on the outside of the door or going down the stairs?
Going down the stairs, like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The door, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So once you open there and you're looking down the stairs, you can see that the stairs themselves actually have similar. It's like they're stone stairs, but it looks like they're probably carved out in inlay. Maybe they melted electrum into it. So you see these kind of starburst patterns in various shapes. You imagine they're constellations, but they're quite ancient, and of course, over time, the position and stuff of stars changed. So you're not sure you'd be able to recognize them for sure, like how they go together. But possibly, if Orin wants to do some kind of test, you might be able to garner the age of this place.
Sure. Can I try intelligence?
Yes, it would be intelligence, yeah. And you could roll a d20 because you're a magician.
Wizard. Oh, +1. That's an 18.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's really good. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. OBS seems to be working pretty well. So, yeah, you could tell. I mean, so you see constellations that you recognize, and then you're looking at them relative to, other constellations. And you can guess, I mean, again, without tools, you don't know exactly, but you're looking at somewhere in the vicinity of about, 4,000 to 6,000 years old is probably where you would place this structure.
Wow. Yeah. That's really old.
Yeah.
Una must look at Orin and say, but really old could mean really lucrative, really good treasure. Unless it's been looted. Although no one's come through that door in a long time. Let's keep going. She's going to move down the stairs with Orin carrying the torch.
Okay.
And again, she's being careful about it. A new set of stairs could mean a new set of traps, so.
Okay, sure, yeah. You go down, it's, again, that'd be pretty obvious that you would think in these stairs, but you can go ahead and make a check if you feel so inclined. It'll just slow you down a little bit.
Yeah, check would be a 19, so.
Yeah, I mean, you're very, very confident that there's no any kind of trap or anything here. And as you kind of move down to the bottom of the stairs, you descend another 20 or so feet. The first set of stairs was about 30 feet almost. So you're you yourself about 50 feet underground now. So you're pretty deep. It's got that kind of, even though it's the stone walls, over time, it picks up that kind of very earthy smell about it. But it's not dry at all. It's not wet either, but it's not like that dry, dusty smell. It's more just an old smell, probably more moldy, but not quite that strong. But as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you look to your right. There's a small, 10 foot recessed area, and just set into it is a door made of copper. This door is nope, I read that wrong. This 10 foot by 10 foot area is like I described, but it's not a door. It is actually a bowl. So inside this 10 foot by 10 foot area, there is a pedestal, and sitting on top is a bowl of copper. Beyond this, if you were to keep going, so basically you're heading down the stairs like this, it bears a little bit to the left, so the hallway goes this way. Doesn't go right to the left, but it kind of goes to the left a little bit. And right where it does that, on the right-hand side is this little alcove. Like I said, about 10 foot, 10 foot. there's a small pedestal. You have a torch, so you can see pretty well. I'll give you all the information. It's on top of like I say, a pedestal. The pedestal seems to be some kind of like marble, though it's quite stained with age and probably moisture, you might imagine, because you can actually see that the bowl is mostly rotted through, and you can see areas in the ceiling that are like kind of sagging a little bit and wet, as if water maybe kind of ran through here at one point.
Okay.
And you also see a drain on the floor, in fact. So there's like a drain where water was meant to run through. That drain is now fairly clogged with moss.
Clogged with moss.
So yeah, I mean, this bowl is big. It's like a salad bowl. You know, it's like a big salad bowl. Like, I mean, I don't know how big, who eats a salad that big, but you know, it's a big bowl.
Like a serving bowl.
Like a serving bowl. It's big. Yeah, it's a big bowl. Yeah. Like if you were making like a lot of bread.
Or a never-ending salad. I will go up to the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to touch it, but I will look. Does it have any kind of engravings or filigree, any kind of markings on or inside at all? If I have Orin bring the torch up.
Yeah, you could probably. So it's quite old and very corroded, and of course it's very, very patina, so it's like a thick coat of it. But you can see that it does, in fact, have like what appears to be probably etchings. What it looks like is it's kind of starting from the center, although it's broken up. Then they're kind of coming out. You can see a group of cloaked figures, and they seem to all be like sticking their hands into the center. So they're kind of like leaning forward and all put their hands in the center.
All right.
Yeah. But their faces are kind of downturned with the cloak, so there's no, you can't tell like what they look like, except for that they're cloaked and that they have, their hands are sticking forward.
And there's no markings on the pedestal itself. It's just moldy.
No. It looks like the water probably was coming from the ceiling area. And going into the bowl, and then it's just like nobody emptied it out or whatever, so it just eventually ate through the bottom and it poured into the ground. And so that's why the pedestal is stained, basically. You can imagine if you're just looking at it, it's pretty clear what happened there.
All right. I'm going to leave the bowl for now.
Okay.
For now. If I can't recognize the figures...
I mean, they look like some kind of, men in robes. So could be nearly anything.
Right. And continue on to where it kind of jogs to the left a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so you start to head down that way. So it doesn't take very long before you see to your right. It looks like it opens up into a room, about a 20-foot square room. Or it continues going that kind of... I'm just going to use like a cardinal direction as if you started from the south and going north, because that's the map is drawn.
Sure.
So kind of... that would be like northwest, right? So it keeps going kind of to the northwest. It looks like it starts to straighten out to more north if you went past this room. But as you kind of look into the room, you can see that in the dead center, about waist high, there's a table made of stone. It's basically one solid block of stone, and then sitting on top is like the main table part, and that looks like it's that same kind of marbly like type stone. It's very stained again with age, and you can see that's pretty much scattered all over the ground behind it. You see what looks like the remnants of wooden cabinets that have collapsed with rot and age.
How big is this room or this space?
It's about 20-foot square. You're coming in the southwest corner of it, basically, if you were coming to. The table is about 6 or 7 feet, so it's not enough for like personal, so lay on like normal like bed length. But it's not quite as wide. It's like a twin bed, basically.
Sounds good. I will. I kind of want to skirt around the table and get around and try to look through that debris of the cabinets.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you can easily, I mean, it's not that big, so you can easily walk around it and take a look. As you're digging through, You definitely see shards, lots of shards of glass. Possibly the cabinets had glass fronts, um, which is interesting in and of itself, being so old. But also, you find what seem to be remains. Like you can see, like the round nozzles and stuff of like beakers, basically, like the. And in fact, you find two that are still intact. They're like like pint-sized beakery bottles, like potion bottle size. They've got one of them seems to be filled with gold dust.
Ooh.
I mean, Oren is an alchemist, right? So I'm just going to tell you what
Yes.
they are because you would know. One is filled with gold dust, and the other one with mercury.
Ooh. And Oren will say, I'm having those. He'll take those.
He's been quiet the whole time, and he's like, "Yep."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yuna will smile at him and she says, yes, you take those. Those could come in handy. He will add those to his collection of things.
Right, since you're making him carry the stinky bone too, or whatever it was, a stinky part of the statue, rather.
Yeah, the rotted flesh inside the stone.
Yeah.
The hand. Yeah, he can carry the gold dust and the mercury as well.
Okay.
Just in case he might need that. We might find a use for those.
Yeah, I mean, he would know as an alchemist there could be any number of uses. It also as a wizard, for those types of things. Likely there was some kind of experimentation going on in here. It would have been a laboratory or something, you could tell from Orin will be able to know that.
Well, sure, from all the smashed beakers and stuff, that would make sense. Yeah. But he's thinking that maybe 4,000 to 6,000 years ago they wouldn't have had this glass or something. So it's possible that someone else has been here at some point since the temple was built. So how long ago? We can't tell. Unless the glass, the broken glass, how does it look? Is it still shiny, or does it have that? Is it gone green?
It's actually it's not like pure glass. It's kind of like you would imagine the glass is not the it's kind of like it's not completely clear, but you don't think it ever was. It's that kind of like imperfect looking glass.
Okay.
But you're saying how long do you think it's been? I mean, that would be well. I mean, or this is gonna be a hard one. I'll give you a DC 18 on Oren to know this because he's an alchemist. He would maybe know how things break down.
We'll see. No.
Yeah, I mean, he would know that certainly that if it was as long as 6,000 years. Well, I wrote 600 years in my notes. I shouldn't do that. That's different. That there wouldn't even be any wood here at all. It'd be completely gone. So it's how long? Who knows? But not nearly that long for sure. Forgetting completely about the glass, but even just the wood itself, knowing that the glass is pretty old though, and even the bottles are kind of like they're actually. Like you probably had to pop open to actually see what was in them because they're that kind of imperfect glass that's not that's not completely transparent, more like translucent.
Right, like those bubbly type glass.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, anything else in the cabinets, or is that it?
That's all you really find. I mean, there's more just like shards of glass. And there's lots of this wood that's kind of like dry rotted, so much that it kind of collapsed upon itself. You do notice that there's also like little like pieces of like copper piping, and that's probably all. Yeah, that's probably all you would really be able to recognize. Like so, again, because he's an alchemist, you probably recognize like these copper pipes that might have been used for some kind of
like a still or something.
Yeah, like a distillery. Yeah.
All right, I will turn and look at the table. Any interesting markings or substances? I know it's pretty moldy and gross, but
yeah, the tables. Right, exactly. There's not a whole lot there. It looks like that it was probably maintained as a pretty clean space while this was in operation. Because if you were to take like your dagger and like scrape off some of the stuff, you can see that it doesn't have like a lot of like independent like stains on it. It's more get this like overall muck on it from time, if that makes sense.
It
So it's
does.
not like, if you were using something a lot, you have lots of like scratches and stains. Like it's pretty actually clean except for the layer of, I mean,
Time.
it's quite heavy, of course, but it's also probably quite valuable if you were to recover this little giant piece of marble. But I have no idea how you would get. That's not something you're going to do secretly, that's for sure. Unless you can
No,
figure out a way to do it, yeah. But it's a big piece of marble, and it does seem to be one solid piece. Yeah,
we'll have to call the movers for this
exactly.
one. So, all right. All right. Anything else in the room?
Okay, so the only other thing that you might notice is that there are signs that you could probably put together. Signs. Is it signs? There's like some areas in the wall about like head height where there seems to have been like some kind of metal fixture or structure that was in the wall, so you can still see like the rusted kind of remains of iron, like staining and like small holes, basically where something metal might have been affixed. But when you look on the ground for the stuff, you do find some rusted metal, but none of it seems to be in any kind of a shape that would be recognizable.
All right. That's all I see.
Yep, that's all it seems to be in here.
If I look at the wall where the thing was hanging, the holes just look like they held something up. There's nothing inside them. Or
Yeah. I mean, if you were to like look in the holes, they basically have like you can see just like rust, basically.
okay.
So like if you like took your knife and started futzing around with it, like you'd hear like pieces break and then like little rusted and rotted pieces of iron kind of come out. Similar to the front door, basically.
Well, at least we found a couple of alchemy ingredients, Orin, so let's continue on. So we will leave this room.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. So you come back out into that hallway, and like I said, it progresses a little bit further to the northwest, and then eventually, like I said, my maps obviously. I don't know why, but I have this thing fixed just on my face, so I'm only looking at myself even when you talk. I don't know why it's like that, so let me just go change that. It's just weird. I'm like, why am I looking at myself? Not that I need to see, but all right. So yeah, you're heading down. Well, just give me a few rows in the shadow, which you have not. Like I said, it goes a bit to the northwest, not very far, and then it turns more to the north, and you're kind of progressing down. You can see that there are still the repetition. If one takes time to try to, figure it out, it does seem to repeat very similar star patterns. The same kind of constellations that you've been seeing around. So it's definitely a detail that they've been repeating, and it does look like they probably took some kind of fine chisel work and like chiseled out these various like star shapes. They're not just like dots. They like have like little, and then they probably melted or somehow filled them with this electrum decoration. And it does seem to be quite prominent. I mean, it's electrum in this time, so it's what you're really looking at is like this kind of greenish, gunk. But you can scrape with your finger, you can see that that's what it is. In any case, you continue to move, and the pathway it starts to move more to the north, so it's kind of widening. It goes now to the northeast a bit. You travel another 30, 40, 50 feet, and to your right, you see a stone door. Yeah, it's a stone door. This door has, again, the constellation markings, but they're much larger. Like everywhere else where they were maybe like the size of like a dime, here they're like silver dollar sized. I mean, I'm giving it something you would recognize. Obviously, there's no dimes in the world. Yeah, so they're much bigger on this door. And this door is as a stone. It does not. It just has again a pull, which is made actually of iron, and it's rusted out like most of the stuff you see here, but it looks like you could still probably pull the door open.
Do I hear anything I know it's stone, so it's hard to hear through, but
You want to do a listen check? Yeah. What's your listen?
I don't think I have a listen check actually.
Yeah. Yeah. You do. You're a thief. You should have it. Well, everybody has it, I guess. I think everybody can listen, but I think a thief has a better.
I don't see it here. Let me see on my little chart.
Really? Oh. That's unusual. All right. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not on the chart. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to say because you're a thief, I'll give you a d20. Oren's an alchemist, so he's not getting any kind of bonus to it, so he'll do a d10. And
okay.
I'll roll DC here for you. Okay. That's interesting that the thief doesn't have a...
Unless I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I believe you, yeah. I'm looking for the d20. Where's the d20?
Yeah. No.
Oh, there it is up top. Oh, that's funny. So Oren, actually, here's nothing. I mean, no, I guess I gave it away. You succeeded on your check. But you don't hear anything. Yeah.
All right. Well, we didn't come here to be timid, so we will open the door as quietly as we can, considering it's old and rusty and stone. It's gonna make a lot of noise.
Yeah, it is. So you start to pull the door, and like little bits of like kind of the mold that is like built around it, like mossy mold. So you start pulling it. It's not really loud, but pieces are just like falling on the ground and stuff. And as you open the door, once you get it open like an inch or so, where it like kind of breaks that mossy seal, you'd smell like just a terrible moldy smell coming from the room. It's like whoosh, something definitely rotted in there. And because it was a stone door and kind of sealed, it probably held that smell there. Because it smells like a swamp, basically, like kind of that mold, like that rotty, moldy, natural. Like it doesn't smell like an animal. It smells like plant or something like that. It smells like moldy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to take out a piece of cloth and give a couple pieces. Give one to Ori, one to herself to cover their faces.
Okay.
Because you never know what could be growing down here in this old place.
Indeed.
And
one never can tell.
When I put my little torch in, what do I see?
Okay, yeah. So you open up the door a bit more and you shove the torch into the room. You're looking at it only goes in like a couple of feet, like from the doorway, so it's like a doorway because the door is so big. And then the room's actually about 15 feet long, but only about 10 feet wide. So it's like it basically, if there wasn't a door here and it was just a hallway, it would form like a T-section essentially. And what you see is all along the back wall, as you're facing it, so the east wall, there is just piles of what appear to be rotted and molded cloth, just kind of all over the ground. And as you kind of showing your torch around, you can see that much like in the other room, where right around head height, there's these like spots on the wall where there's like rusty bits seem to have, like whatever was metal may have like rusted and fallen. Kind of right above the thing, but it's almost like just a pile of cloth basically against that back wall.
Oh, so like it was a what do they call it? Coat hangers or something, and then all the coats fell down. Or cloaks. Cloakroom.
Something like that, yeah.
Maybe. We go up to the piles of rotted cloth, and we search through them.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's pretty stinky. But yeah, you take your
Oren has a staff. He'll take his staff and kind of, swish through it.
Yeah. When you do this like terrible, like musty, moldy smell comes up upon you. Go ahead and make a DC 10 fortitude save. I guess. Okay. Well, actually, you have the cloth across your face, so you can use actually a D24 for that.
Oh, a D24?
Yeah, I'll give you a D24 because you're protected from the...
Okay. For both of them? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 14.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's nasty, but it's fun, you know. It's all the work of being an adventurer, I guess. I mean, you kind of a little bit, but what you do notice that is very weird is that as you're moving stuff around, I mean, you do actually find little bits of metal and stuff, so maybe your theory of the coat rack thing might have paid off. But you're moving on these like moldy, like the kind of like, you know, like old fabric, it's like dry, so it's like breaking and you're kind of moving it aside. And as you pull
Yes.
aside, you see down on the ground in what looks to be absolute brand new condition, a cloak. It's kind of a gray green color, and it's kind of just piled on the ground with all this other crap around it, and it looks literally brand new.
Orin will use his staff to kind of get underneath it and pick it up, bring it out
Okay.
of the stinky clothes so that we can
Oh,
take a
for sure.
closer look.
Yeah, so you like stab your staff into it, and as you're kind of lifting it, it's almost like the it almost looks like almost liquid in a sense, the way that it kind of moves with the light, like the torch is like reflecting off of it, and but you get it up and you kind of pull it up and into the you know, away from the stinky stuff and towards you, and yeah, sure enough, it's like absolutely uh, it's actually dull, which is weird because when you were lifting it up and moving it, like it almost looked like almost like iridescent. But when you get it close to you and you're holding it in your hand, it's a dull, like kind of green gray in color. It's not like a robe; it's basically just like a cloak, and it does have a hood on it. But it has no markings or anything. It's just very very super simple in design, and it's a little bit small. Like it's not tiny, like it's not like for a child, but it's definitely for. I mean, you know, a petite woman is probably fine. But like if we like for a tall person, it would be very small for them.
Does the cloak smell, or does it seem
Nope.
to not have that kind of smell?
You smell the cloak. I mean, you probably like doesn't seem like it smells. Then you put it close just to make sure. It actually has a smell of kind of like the fields in the spring. It actually smells beautiful. Like it's actually got a very nice smell to it.
Orin will hand it to Yuna. He'll say, "Seems like it would fit you, and there's really only one way to know what it does, or if it does anything. So put it on." He'll tell her to put it on. So she'll put it on.
Okay.
Yuna puts on the cloak.
Yeah, you put it around your shoulders, and you know you like there's like a little thick fastener, and you fasten it up here. It's very nice. It's actually surprisingly like lightweight. You know, like it almost feels like you're not wearing it at all. Like it's very like super super lightweight. Yeah.
Well, I'll smell good at the very least, she'll say. Unlike you who are carrying that stinky hand. So.
Yeah, you see, it doesn't seem to. Yeah, like I said, it seems fairly weightless. It is, like I said, like a hooded cloak. It's green and gray. It's like green gray, I guess. It's like a very naturally kind of green gray color.
All right. Hooded, lightweight. Got it. She'll keep it on for now. She'll think about taking it off again when she gets back to civilization. Might not blend in very well, so we'll see. They're trying to blend in when they go back to people. But okay, so now I have a couple of ways to go, correct?
No, I mean, once it's like a T, but it's a room. So once you're in here exploring, there's no other exit from the room besides
no other
the way you
exit.
came
All
in.
right.
Yeah.
Then I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I described it like that because I was just trying to to describe what the room looked like. That probably was a very good description. But yeah, so essentially you're coming like north up this corridor, and there was a door to your right, and when you open it, it kind of goes both ways, but it's just a room, so it doesn't go very far. It goes about 10 feet in every direction.
All right. If we go kind of a little bit to the right, is there anything past the smelly cloaks? Any alcoves or any? If I press on the wall, there's no. Nothing feels like it's going to give, or I'm looking for a secret door, basically.
Yeah. You search around the room a bit for any kind of exit, you know, secret door and kind of hidden panels, or nothing seems to be you know, to be obvious to your examination. Like it looks like the walls are solid.
All right. And there was nothing in the cloaks besides the one that I'm wearing. There was no the metal was just rusty.
That's correct. Basically, what you can find from that is, they're corroded, rotted, smelly cloaks and like some rusty areas that look like they were probably iron bits that, as you said, probably were some kind of a hanger system. But nothing else.
Well, then I guess we go back the way we came in.
Okay. Yeah, you pop back out into that corridor, and I mean, if you go, if you continue to the north, where we haven't explored, you can actually see that it goes up about 20, 30 feet and right to the edge of your light, and then it starts to turn again. I mean, unless you mean go back, like leave the dungeon.
No, we're not leaving yet.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, if you start to walk up in that direction, like I said, it goes, you got the torch and everything, you're kind of moving up slowly. Once again, everything's on the right in this dungeon. Once again, to your right, you see actually a series. There's 5 of them total. They are, God, the word. They're like little alcoves that are closed with, they're burial niches.
Oh, like a niche, burial niche.
Yeah. So they're burial niches. So yeah, there's 5 of them. They have this same copper. The covers of them, instead of being like stone or whatever they might be, they are copper, much like the bowl that you had seen before. They are pretty corroded, and it looks like they probably had some kind of a writing on them at one point, but it's basically illegible, unless you have some kind of magic to read it. But basically, it's illegible.
No magic for reading yet.
Yeah. So these are basically right. So no like normal means, at least not without taking them out and like bringing them somewhere and trying to restore them. You wouldn't be able to just read them looking at them, because like not only are they very corroded, like with like the patina all stacked up on them, there's also like pieces missing, so you'd have to try. It's a weird language. So if you want to take them, you could probably try to figure it out, but they're not tremendously big. They're like, well, I mean, they're pretty big, I guess, if you're carrying around. They're probably about almost 2 foot square. But either way, most of them are, kind of partially falling. So even with the torch, you can kind of see that inside, what they clearly are. You can see through them, and it seems like there's just a really rough look. It seems like there's bones in the niches.
Bones. So they were burying their dead here. We don't know if it's the dead of the people with the cloaks or the dead of the original builders. But the language is weird, so it's possible it was the original people. Yuna is just thinking out loud here. To Oren.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, we're not going to take anything yet. Not out of these. We don't see anything in any of the niches besides bones.
I mean, you want to look through them?
Yes.
I mean, I mean, if you pop them open and like look in them, and then we can see what's in them. Yeah, I was just giving you basic, like you could kind of peek through. Yeah, sure. Okay, of course. You want to see what's in them? You know what we have here. Random charts, always.
Of course.
No, we have to see which one. Okay, so niche number 1. Actually, go ahead and I'll let you roll. Go ahead and roll a d6 to see what's in the first one.
D6? All right.
Yep.
My lucky dice here. 2.
Okay, yeah. You pull this one off, and you can look in, and you can see that again. The bones are very dry and brittle. But as you're kind of like looking in with the torch, you see like a glint, and you reach in there, and you feel around. And you feel the hand basically of the corpse that's in there. It's not really a corpse, I guess it's a skeleton. And you can feel that there's a ring on the finger, so you pull it off and to look, and you can see that it's a silver ring. It is again very patina because it's old, but it looks like it'd be pretty valuable. It's a silver ring with a couple of gems in it. A gem set silver ring. That's what it would be.
Gem-studded silver ring. Now I have to decide if Yuna's a grave robber. Do you know what? They're dead and they're not using this stuff. And why else do you come down into an old temple? So I guess she will take it.
All right, yeah. I mean, it looks like you polish it up. You'll see. Might be good for trade or to sell. Definitely has some value.
I know
to
that
it,
that things are good for trading up in the other islands. So
exactly.
So we'll move on to the next one. Shall I roll another d6?
Yeah.
Got a 1.
Oh, nice. Okay, this actually. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. This actually. Same thing, except the skeleton's the other way. So immediately, as soon as you open it up, you don't even have to really reach in. You can see that the head is basically towards you, and there's a torque made of electrum.
Oh.
It looks quite old.
Is there any nothing carved on it or anything?
No, but it's pretty thin. But it is. You can tell by the way because it's basically like a thin, maybe less than a quarter of an inch thick. We'll say like long strand of electrum essentially that was turned and formed. So it's got kind of like interesting like shapes where it's twisted, but it seems like it's a single piece, and it's definitely not of any kind of design that you've ever seen before. Like it definitely looks like a very kind of alien, odd design. So probably quite old.
Maybe valuable. So yeah, I'll take that too.
Yeah, I mean even just for the electrum it would be valuable, but yeah, of course because it's ancient, it could be interesting.
You never know what the crocodiles might find interesting as well.
That is true.
So we're still trying to figure out how to become citizens without losing an arm. So
this is also true.
So we'll go to the next one.
Nice.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, yeah, you spent some time digging around this one, but it's basically just bones. Nothing really of value. Anything that was in here, like this one was buried with probably like copper jewelry that just rotted away, or that you find like a bit of like a handle of like an old saber, but it's all the blade's gone, and it's just like it's basically nothing that's of any kind of use. Whether it was like a guardian or just somebody who didn't have the cash to have good stuff or whatever, it's hard to really say. But nothing really of value there.
All right, number 4. Oh, 6.
6. Dun, da, da, da.
Oh, no.
We knew that eventually your luck would wear out.
I had to. Yep.
Yes.
I pushed it anyway.
Yes, I thought, you always got to push it. Let's see. And because I am the nicest of all GMs, I like to let you roll for your creature that kills you.
Of course.
Oh, hold on. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, so you open this one up. Go ahead and roll a D8.
D8? Okay. 7.
Oh, nice. Oh, actually, that's actually very good. And then also roll.
Very good for you or me.
Roll a D4. Well, just good because it makes sense.
Oh, that's always handy. 2.
2. Okay, and then roll a D10.
10. Another 2.
Another 2. Oh, that is not good.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm going to. So you're pulling this thing apart. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to roll, and then I'm going to make that the save for you because I forget how surprise works in this. So I'm going to see because it's actually hiding in there. So I'm just going to say, let me actually see if it's got a rule for it. No, it does not. Okay, so I'm just going to make a roll, and then that's going to be your DC that you're going to need to beat, or you're going to be surprised. That seems like the best way to do it.
Sounds fair.
Here we go. Oh no.
Oh no.
It rolled a 20, a natural 20. Although I guess that's better than it rolling that on the attack. So yeah, so you can apply your It's a save, so you got reflex save. You got
Fortitude.
will save fortitude or will. I guess will be the save for mental stuff. So make a will save to see if this thing surprised you.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I mean you never know.
Yeah, I rolled a 10. So
cool. All right. So you are surprised. You're reaching in and you start to pull out what this body seems to be wrapped in some fabric. So you're like grab the fabric and you're starting to pull it out. And then as you reach in to grab like the second piece of fabric, this like what appeared to be like tan fabric, like reaches out and like as like a sweep of almost like a puddle like sweeping at you. It's basically a slime. And it actually roll a d4.
D4. Okay. 1.
Oh, all right. Well, okay, lucky. Yeah, you're getting all good rolls when you need them. The fate is on your side here. Okay, so because it's small then. Okay, so it reaches out at you, and I'm going to make an attack. So plus 4 melee. All right, here we go.
Probably.
I guess it's Unity. That makes more sense. 19. I'm guessing that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, this thing has a paralyzing touch. So you need to make a DC 14 fortitude save, or you'll be paralyzed by its touch.
Fortitude. Okay.
Yep.
I get a +1 to that. So let's see. She jumps back, but it hits her, and it's slimy and it's gross. She's like, "Oh, ew." No, 12.
All right. You're gonna take damage, of course, too. Let me see. You only take 1 point of damage though. Okay. So yeah, you try and as you jump back, literally your body locks up. Orin sees this, and it just like falls to the ground, and the slime like rolls out onto the ground, trying to encompass her. But it is Orin's move. What do you want to do, Orin? Yeah, you got a slime on your friend. She's been slimed by a tan slime.
It's on her right now?
Yeah, I mean, it'll have to make another attack in order to be on her, but that's just for flavor. But yeah, she's basically outside. It's on the ground, we'll say.
Orin wants to pick up Una and run.
Okay, she drag her away. Okay.
For now.
Out of the thing or deeper in?
We'll go deeper in.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you snack. She's got that cloak on, luckily. So you grab her by the cloak and you start to run with her and drag her. I mean, none of you guys are very heavily armored or whatever, so I'm going to say you can easily do that. This thing moves slow. It only moves 5 foot per round. So, yeah, you can see it like bubbling and like starting to slime after you down the corridor, but it's way slower than you are. But you sprint down as best as you can, dragging somebody. The corridor only goes like another 15 feet. And then it's basically turning to the. By the time you get to the end of it, you're basically facing west, and there's a door directly in front of you, which is. Sorry, I should look that up. This door is. This one here is another another iron door, which is rusted, or. The corridor goes to the right. So basically you come running this way, and you could either just run if you want to not bother with the door, which means you go to the right, or you could stop here and try to go through this door. But it is rusted, which means you're going to try to force it open.
Yeah, Orin can't do that right now.
That's right. Oh, God.
Yeah, he's still got Una, and this thing is coming, though. You can hear it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's slow, but it's like... Blah, blah, blah. It's about 5 foot square. So it's not huge, but it's definitely bubbling towards you.
Okay. If he sees it and he's kind of away from it now, can he try to throw oil at it, throw a torch and light it up?
Yeah, I'll say, I mean, it moves 5 foot. It's going to take you a couple. If you run, let's say, down, you go down that little bit of corridor for, just to give yourself some distance, you can definitely do that, yeah. If you want to be sure that, if this doesn't work, that that it's not going to get on top of you.
His main concern is making sure it doesn't crawl onto him or Una at this point, so.
Okay, yeah, you definitely can do that. Go ahead. I mean, it's slow. Like I said, I'm not going to bother with initiative. You can just, so you're going to throw the oil.
I have a couple of flasks of oil here in his equipment. And he's an
right.
alchemist, so I'm assuming he's got some kind of oil that would be flammable.
Yeah. Sure.
Actually, it comes with his occupation stuff, so oil 1 class.
Nice.
So
Nice, of course.
I don't think I
Just
need.
I guess just make an attack. I think that you just make an attack in this, and if you miss it, I mean, you're not going to be able to miss it. Really, it'd be hard to miss it.
Okay.
Um, its AC is 10, but you might miss it.
Oh, I got a 12.
Oh
Natural
yeah,
12.
so
So
yeah, because if you had missed, then there's like a splash rule. But yeah, so you throw the oil onto this thing. It shatters onto its. You basically smash it on the ground. The oil splashes all over it, and toss a torch onto it. Go ahead and roll a d8, I guess.
D8? Okay.
Yeah, burn a couple rounds anyways.
Oh, that was my D6 again. No, D8.
Oh,
And Daniel gives you a D8, roll D8.
that's right. Take all the.
5.
All right, you get it. So all right, so it starts to, and it's like it's not moving anymore because it's like trying, it's freaking out. So it's not going to progress towards you while it's on fire. Go ahead and roll one more time for the second round of damage, just to see what happens.
D8. 6.
Yeah. So, and it looks like somebody, had some cheese on the frying pan for too long, and it's all melted and burnt. As it smells terrible, of course, but there's basically a black stain and a bubbly grossness covering part of the corridor.
Oren,
Yeah.
he's used to stinky things.
Yeah.
So he says, a little joke there. So he says, he just shakes his head and he looks at you and he's like, grave robbing, this is what you get, I suppose. But yes, she's still paralyzed, right?
Yeah. He's like, he looks at her and of course you threw the torch on the thing, so it's still like burning a little bit, like, but it's kind of dark in here. But he looks at her and she's kind of pale and her pulse seems weak. He doesn't think she's gonna like snap out of this like very quickly. So
all right.
Whether or not you want to stay here or you want to drag her back out, or what do you want to do? Because your torch is going to go out eventually.
Right. Yeah, no, I guess at this point he wouldn't want to go further having to drag her by himself.
Especially with his strength.
Especially, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got that corridor going further north, but you don't really know where it ends up. You can go back past the slime, which is, of course, it's dead now. Or there's that door right next to you. Or you can just drag her back out of the entire place if you will.
Yeah.
Exploring.
We can always come back, is what he's thinking.
That is true. You can.
Yeah, he doesn't want to, like I said, he is fairly weakened right now, so he's gonna.
That is true.
Stoop down, try to pick her up, but he's like, ugh, it's hard. Even though she's a lot smaller than he is, he's pretty well down. So.
Yeah, what's your strength right now?
3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can barely.
Yeah, it takes you a while, and probably like two torches worth of, or maybe you drag her in the dark because you're just like you can't deal with it. But eventually you get to the stairway, and it's hard. Actually, go ahead and roll a d6.
All right.
Yeah.
A 5.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. Even if you could only move 10 foot per turn, let me just see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, it takes you over 2 hours to drag her out.
Oh my gosh.
But with the 3 strength having to stop constantly, and she's still paralyzed. But you get her up there, maybe you build a fire, and you're just like, oh, what, But you see, little by little, she started the color starting to come back, and you were paralyzed for 5 hours.
It's probably dark now, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That would have been bad if you woke up paralyzed. D6 hours.
Yes.
So yeah. Yep, exactly. Not as smart. Yeah. So you're up there. I mean, the pigs probably didn't follow you inside, so they're still gathered up there. Your 3 pigs, keeping you company while you were waiting for Luna to come back. But she does eventually. Let me just do a little check to see if anything happens before then.
All right.
Actually, I'd like to let you do it. So go ahead and roll a d6 to see if anything comes upon Oren of the 3 strength while he's waiting.
Oren of the 3 strength and the 3 little pigs.
Yep.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, luckily, or maybe you're being protected by the fact that you're inside this fenced-in area. Who knows? But you really don't encounter much at all. You probably occasionally you hear some things rustling through the trees, but again, you probably built a small fire and just keeping it low, and no people bother you, no monsters come upon you. You can hear normal animals, kind of doing their thing. The pigs are hanging out, and eventually, after several hours, when it finally, kind of probably like, I mean, you were paralyzed for 5 hours, but it probably like in around hour 4, you probably started to like move a little bit. And, I can't really, and eventually you're back to your old self eating some rations around the fire or whatever you're doing in the
Yes,
in the
like when
dark
your
now of
body,
the
your
woods.
foot falls asleep, and it's like your
Yeah,
her whole body has to come awake. So I'm sure it's very painful.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, she'll say, "What happened?" And Orin will explain
Yeah,
how heroic he was in
it was very heroic. I mean, that was
trying
the
to
right
get
move.
trying to get her out of there.
Yeah,
And he said,
that
"I
was
didn't want to go
definitely
any further without you." So
yeah. That's probably not a bad move. So yeah, you could. I mean, I'm assuming. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything. You can go right back in if you want, but if you want to wait till the morning, so you could rest a little bit.
yes,
More
she
thematically
will.
than anything else. Yeah, because I don't think you actually get hit points back, but you might. I'm not sure how that works actually. I always forget how healing works. We play so many different systems. Let me just see. I don't know if you have
If
to
we
be in
go through
town
another
to heal.
night, Orin might get a couple points back. I think.
Yeah, I know that you get your. You
And
get
Yuna would
a.
get a luck point back.
That's right. So yeah, but you probably almost certainly want to do that. Let's see. There's a chance to recover the body.
And Orin would get his spells back.
Oh yeah. Oh right. So it's totally worth it. Yeah, for spell
Yep.
burn damage. Oh no, that's saying not to do
I
that.
have it here too.
Yeah, I always forget how it is. I think you get back. I'm just gonna say you get back your 1 point of 1 hit point per day because that's how it is.
Yeah, each day he does not attempt spell burn, he recovers 1 point of ability score.
Right. What about hit points? Because isn't Una hurt as well?
Yes, Yuna is hurt. Hit points.
Yeah. I think you get back.
I don't know where that one is.
I always forget where it is. I believe it's 1 point. I'm just gonna say 1 point because that's probably right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I see the section on dying, but
damage and
covering
death.
the body. Yeah. Healing. Wounds heal with rest. Good night's rest heals 1 point. A day of bed rest is 2 points. Yeah, so you're not gonna You're not bed resting, so
No.
yeah. So you will get 1 hit point back, and you'll get your spells if you lost any. You lost a spell?
Oh well, I cast 3. I didn't know how it works here. You can only cast. Is this the kind of game where you can only cast them once per day?
Oh no. Oh no, in DCC you can cast until you lose it.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know you didn't know that. We're already sorry about that. Yeah.
Well,
you can only have 3
probably
memorized.
Just skipped over that.
Yeah, you can only have 3 memorized, but basically that's why you have that lose spell. If you cast it and you lose it, then you don't. Then you have to wait till the next day to get it back, or some other kind of,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I completely just skipped over that part when I'm reading.
Oh yeah, you can cast like crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All 5 of them. Nice.
Oh yeah, you
Nice,
can go nuts. Yeah. You can cast. In fact, you want as a GM, we want that because that's how you get. Because eventually you will roll a natural 1, and then you will get corruption.
Right. Or you put all your friends to sleep.
Yeah. Now the other thing is that you can, if you do lose a spell, you can still cast it that day if you want, but you have to spell burn. You can basically spell burn to get it back. That's the other rule.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, so you can actually. I mean, it's pretty loose with spell casting. So go for it. Cast much luck.
And you will see Orin every now and then. A little bit of force come between his fingers so he can feed the pigs more worms. Just as a flavor thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, you're able to do that. There's lots of worms on the surface, anyways. You probably don't eat any worms, but so yeah, I mean, you can definitely rest. The night goes by again without too much trouble. The forest is fairly quiet, and yeah, I mean, morning comes.
Yeah, I will give. Orin now has a 4 strength, so
nice. Oh man, yeah, that's a good spell burn.
Yeah. Well, I had to beat that statue. So
yes.
Once we are awake the next morning, we want to go back in and go the way we were.
She's bold. Okay. You definitely do that. Yes, you can basically light up a torch again, go back down the way you came. I mean, assuming you're going to do the same things, I'm not going to re-narrate that. We'll just put you back. There was one burial niche that you didn't explore. You do see that slime there on the ground. It's burnt up, of course. It's like a crispy, burnt piece of cheese, like I said, but not like in a good way.
Right. Orin, I'm surprised you don't want to keep some of that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to. I can't not. We have to check out that last burial niche. I can't help it. I can't do 4 out of 5. That
true.
would be. Now there's my obsessiveness coming through.
Yeah, that's it. Once you're in for it's all or nothing, right?
Right.
All right, go for it. Roll another d6. Let's see what's in there. Don't get 6.
A 1.
All right, good. Oh yeah, okay, nice. So yeah, you pull this one open, and right inside, you can see right away a sparkle, and you kind of look in there, and you can see there's a. It's around like it was probably like a rawhide or something, or some kind of natural like thong. It's because when you grab it and just pull it, it just snaps. But there is an amulet, basically. It is made of electrum, like most of the things you've seen so far. And in the center, there is a blue gem.
Blue gem.
Yep.
The center is... Oh my god. Blue gem. All right. Nice.
Yeah, also looks valuable.
You see, Orin, you just got to keep taking your chances. He rolls his eyes. All right. Well, he will tell her that he discovered a door that is requires her strength. Her little 5'2", 5'3",
right?
Strength.
Yeah. So you follow that corridor that's bending, and you end up at that heavy door, the heavy metal door. So yeah, you just gotta make a DC 10.
DC 10.
And you can have +2 with the crowbar.
No, I rolled a 9.
All right, so once again, it just takes a while. I mean, it's not really gonna, for you, it'd be me end up burning up another torch. I guess it matters because you're probably running low on torches by this point.
I'm running low on torches. Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start using natural torches. Yeah. So you finally get this thing open. You pull it open, and you're looking in to actually being that Orin's an alchemist might be very interesting to you. It looks like there were probably wooden shelves in here, you would imagine, because you can see like these what are now broken and rotted out boards like kind of scattered along the wall basically, and like just off the wall, and on the ground basically as if like it fell and like rolled into the center because it was on the shelves. You see more kind of beakers and distilling type things like curved, copper tubes that are of course all patinaed out and rusted at this point. You can see that there's like there's some bowls, like smaller copper bowls with lids and other kind of various what you might assume are some kind of, I mean, just because you're an alchemist, I'm not going to make you have to roll for it. Some kind of alchemy process. Not anything that you would necessarily know unless you want to roll, but you would definitely know that this is what it is. It doesn't look like a lab. It looks more like they were storing stuff in here.
Storage. All right. I will walk up, pick up a couple of the bowls. Is there anything in them? They have lids, you said? So if I very carefully open them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the lids aren't necessarily on them, but I mean, you see lids and stuff. So when you look at the bowls, they look, again, they're all patinaed and old and copper. They look like they've been cleaned. Like they're clean. They don't have stains in them or anything. And most of them are again, they're kind of corroded looking. You do see a couple of beakers, kind of like you saw in the other room, that were filled with substances. These are empty though. but they are not broken. Where most of the
Orin
stuff
will
is
take.
broken and dented. Yeah.
Orin's going to take a couple because you never know when you might need another empty vial.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There is actually 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Times 3. You
Yeah,
just
they're
never know.
very, very interesting glass that you've never really dealt with before. Like it feels very different than any glass you've ever. Kind of heavy, actually. Almost like leaded glass is very heavy, but it kind of like that, but not like fragile like leaded glasses.
We're going to have lots of stuff to trade.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's shelves, there's bowls, there's the beakers.
Yeah.
What
And there's
about
a
the
lot
walls?
The walls themselves again have that. That's what we're probably now determining is some means of them putting this onto the wall. You
Right.
see in various places now in this room, you see them at different heights. You see these kind of like what were probably holes with some kind of metal stud, or spike through it that was used to hold something that have now since faded away. So you just see these like rusty spots in the wall.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff looks like it's interesting, very kind of archaic and unique looking alchemical equipment. Uh, it's not in fantastic shape, and possibly because of the age, or possibly because somebody took them, you don't see any kind of like books or papers explaining what any of it is. So it's all pretty interesting. I'm quite sure to an alchemist, but not so obvious as to what it is. Unless you want to you could try to make a roll, but it's going to be a DC 22 intelligence roll because this is very obscure. You could try.
No, I think if they're a small bowl and they're clean, I think I'll take one of those.
Okay.
But he can kind of look at it. Maybe he can find someone who knows something about it at some point.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. And I would say that I mean, it's clean, but it's patina, so you can clean it out if you want. If
Right.
you want to use it for something, or you can leave it patina. Maybe you like that look. Who knows? I won't judge you. But they're not rotted out like some of the other stuff was. So clearly they were like cleaned out, and nothing was left of them that would cause them to rot out.
Right, like the big
They're
bowl
just-
that had the rusting out the bottom.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And also in that other room where you found the powders and stuff, you had found some other things that looked like they had kind of like corroded over time because they probably weren't cleaned out because they probably had stuff in them.
Right.
But these look like they had nothing in them, so they're just old basically.
All right, then we will exit the room if this is all that we see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much
and
it.
go the
To the
down
north.
the hall. Yeah, to the north.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so you head up to the north. It goes about 40 or so feet, maybe a little bit longer. And it ends. At the end, there's like a niche with a little pedestal. It looks like there might have been a statue on there or something, like that kind of thing, but there's nothing on there currently. And beyond that, if you were to turn to the right, the hallway just goes a little bit down, and there is a door, and that door is made of wood. It has iron, bracing across it, iron bend. It is not rusted nor rotted looking. It looks actually more or less in perfect condition.
Okay. So we have an alcove with a pedestal, and then to the right, a door.
That's correct.
Okay. Is there anything behind the pedestal in the alcove?
Yes, you look back there. You don't see anything behind it. It's one of those things where it's kind of like butt up against it. So maybe you get down, you look around just to make sure there's nothing like hiding back there. But no, it looks pretty much like it was just sitting in here, and whatever was on top of it, whatever it may have been, is just missing now.
Just missing. It
tell,
doesn't.
like it didn't fall behind it or anything. It's just not there.
Okay. And is there an indentation like in the mold or the dust that might show what was there?
No, and actually there's no dust or anything. It's like very, very clean.
Okay.
Like most of the place. I mean, some of the rooms have had mold, but like the hallway in general has been pretty dust and mold free, except for the mold that attacks you, which is now in the hallway.
Right.
Well, I guess that was more of a slime. But...
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go carefully then towards the door. But I want to be really careful in this hallway. You have Orin use his staff to just make sure there's nothing on the floor. Because if it looks like it's kind of a newer door, there might be something. So.
Okay, sure. Okay, good. Yeah, so you do that. You tap and you push, you slide, you make sure that there's nothing weird going on. Seems all legit. Maybe even like touch the door with the staff a little bit in various areas. It does, in fact, feel like the door is. It's not that it's new per se, but that it has gone like petrified. Like it's instead of like dry rotting out, it's gotten very, very hard. And just preserved basically is what you could imagine. And it's fitting in the space like really well. So like you kind of look under it or whatever, like it's right flat to the ground and right like it's very, 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 very perfectly fit. And in addition to that, this one has a handle and a lock.
All right. So it's locked. The door is locked.
Okay.
I get to try to pick lock.
Hey!
Let me do that. Let's see. Pick lock +3. Okay. Ooh, 19.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's actually a pretty complex lock, but you are quite skilled at it, apparently. You didn't even know. And you make quick work of it.
Yep, she gets down there with her little picks. Yeah.
Yep.
Now
and I guess because you're at the keyhole and maybe you try to look through it, it looks like it's dark in the room, so you can't really see what's in there. But clearly,
can I hear anything? I'm gonna try to listen.
Oh,
again.
No, it's dead quiet.
All right. Well, I'm still gonna open the door. Open the door and go in.
Nice.
I mean,
Cool.
quietly, sneakily. I am a thief.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
You know.
Yeah, you pull the door. Yeah, quiet. You open a door into a dark space with a big light source. Yeah, really sneakily.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you open up the door and you can see that there's a set of stairs going down about 4 or 5 steps that leads down into a room that's roughly north-south, so basically right, left, right for you. It's about 30 foot, and east-west it's about 40 foot, so it's a rectangle. You see a statue that's almost, it's not right at the bottom of the stairs, but it's like 10 feet back. So it's not like all the ways against the back wall like you might imagine a statue would be. It's kind of like right there at the stairs. And it is, it looks like it's got like its arms crossed, like this, standing perfectly straight. And it is wrapped completely in like fabrics. Let's see.
Like old fabrics, like what we saw in that one room, or like fabrics like what I'm wearing?
No, fabrics like the old stuff, yeah. And it's like wrapped in fabrics, like bandaging, basically. You can see that there are wooden shelves along the walls. They start kind of just beyond this statue-y thing. On either wall, on left, right, and all the way to the back. And those shelves, I mean, you can pretty much see, they contain jars, which have some things floating in it, which are going to be hard to make out unless you go up and look at it. There's piles of what appears to be sacks of like grain and foodstuffs. There are some rich fabrics piled up, like in piles, like kind of like the fabric that you're wearing. Not quite though, with the beautiful colors, but they look very silk, like piles of silks, basically. You also see, kind of sitting on a shelf, like higher up, you see a rod about 2 feet long. Then you can see, your torchlight reflects off of it that it is made of gold. It looks like, and the head of it is made of jade. And that's all you can see from there. There's other stuff on the shelves, but you'd have to go back and explore it if you were really going to try to, that's basically what you got.
Okay, head of jade.
Yeah.
Well, that looks tasty, says Hina. But there's a statue right there.
Yeah, it seems to be, it's got its eyes closed, or whatever, like it's wrapped up, so it's, it's not, you can't really tell what it is. It seems like a person. It's a bit tall. Not tremendously tall, but 6.5 feet, so like tall for a human, but not like so tall that it would be, like it's not a giant or anything.
Right. Well, she's learned better than to just walk up to statues after she did that last time. learned her lesson a little bit. She wants to throw, she has a couple sling stones. She doesn't want to throw it at the statue, but just like around its feet. Like make a noise around it from where she's standing on the stairs.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to do it with like force, like actually use the sling to do it, or you just gonna like toss them?
I'm gonna toss it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You dig through your bag, your belt pouch, wherever you keep your slings, and toss it on the ground. They rattle on the ground. I guess I probably should mention, because I did mention it, but now that we're talking about the ground, there are actually carpet rugs in this room too, quite rich-looking rugs with the unusual patterns that look like not that unusual for you because you've already seen it. It looks like the constellations and stuff. There's and there's a lot of them, like they're basically covering most of the floor. But you toss it, onto the like little pedestal it's standing on, and they rattle there and they fall onto the rug. You wait maybe, a few seconds or whatever, and see if anything happens. I'm assuming that's why you did it.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to react. Nothing reacts to it. The rugs don't eat the rocks, and the statue doesn't come forward and bite your face off. The grain doesn't form into a grain monster. Although a grain monster would be good. Let me put that down.
That would be. Yeah, I like that.
But that does not happen yet.
Okay.
Yeah, as of now, nothing.
All right, I'm going to tell Orin he's got the torch. Okay, I'm going to tell him to come down just a little. Oh, sorry.
I guess you probably noticed it because you're so focused on it. You can see, as you kind of look to see where the stones fall, I'm just going to give it to you so I won't make you look for it. In the intricate patterns on the rug, you can actually see on one of the rugs what looks to be a key laying there. At first it looked like it was part of the pattern of the rug, but now that your stones bounced around down there and you kind of looked, you can see it's actually sitting on the rug. It's kind of to you, it's to your left and right in front of the statue. To the statue, it's to its right because it's facing you.
All right. A key. All right. Ooh, goodness. I'm going to go down the stairs more to the foot of the statue. Orin's going to kind of hang back a little bit, like he always does, but he's got the light source, so I won't go too far out from the light.
Okay.
I'm going to pick up the key. I might die.
Right. Yeah, you pick up the key. And since you picked the lock so easily, I'll say that you probably can figure this key would probably fit in that door.
Okay. Well, I'll pocket that just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
And I guess now, because you're standing so close to the statue, you can tell, if it wasn't clear before, it is actually wrapped in fabric. It's not like the statue is of somebody wrapped in fabric. The statue itself is wrapped in fabric.
There's actual fabric wrapped around.
Yeah, you can actually even smell the kind of, like, that same, like, musty, rotty smell, but not nearly as strong as you did in the, where you found your cloak that you're currently wearing.
So he has his arms crossed. Does he look like he was holding anything and something's missing?
No, he has his hands closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that jade thing doesn't belong to him. The rod. That was my thought.
Oh no, why would it belong to the thing that's in the room?
Right. Do you know what I mean? If I look at the statue, is she just wrapped in fabric? Is his face wrapped too, or just his? Yeah, his whole his whole body. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm going to look at the shelves. I'm going to leave him for now.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk back there. Orin's still at the steps, so you're like 40 feet away, so the torchlight is kind of just reaching you over there. So you're kind of in the shadows. But you can see. You kind of turn, and yeah. So I'll just go through things. So you on the shelves again, you see. Oh, so the jars, the big glass jars, seem to have what appear to be organs, like internal organs, like a heart, a liver, lungs, whatever. And they're in exactly, and they are, they're sealed in the jars. The food appears to be grain, and it is actually, you look at it, there's no holes in the bags, and there's no rodents or bugs or anything. It looks like it's fresh. So
it doesn't look rotted or anything?
Nope. Looks absolutely fresh. And the fabrics seem to just be fabrics. They're not actually woven into anything. They're just basically like bolts of silk. There's like a dozen of them. Let's see, the rod, which of course is up high, but you can it looks like you said, except you can tell from this distance now the jade head on it is actually the shape of a head, and it's in the shape of a skull. And sitting like kind of flat on the shelf, like right next to it, so you couldn't really see it from the angle that you were at, is an amulet. Which, from what you can tell, without you can't see the top of it, you're just seeing the side of it. It looks similar to the one that you pulled out of the other. I think it's Electrum for sure.
Okay. All right. Oh boy. All right. Any other ways out of this chamber besides the way I came in?
You don't see anything that's obvious. Do you want to take time to like actually look for secret doors, or
yes,
you're just asking in general? Okay. Yeah, you search around for a little bit. Maybe you're trying to see if the shelves move, or maybe pick up a couple things to see if they change. Nothing seems to come to your attention immediately as you're looking, except for the fact that Oren, who's staring right at you, and also past the statue, about maybe like 45 seconds into you starting to search, the statue's arms drop flat.
Yep.
And it turns its head back and forth. And then it looks, I guess, actually, you know what? We're going to say even, Oren, odd, Una. Oh, it turns. It's back on Oren to face Una. And it opens, you imagine, you just see the mask, like it like tears open, and you can actually see the bandages open up, and rotted teeth are in there. And it yells, or tries to, but of course has no lungs. So it kind of, you just hear like, and the mummy's gonna try to kill you. So
I figured.
You probably want to roll initiative.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
All right.
Well, that's awful.
Oh no. We roll for Okay. Well, it also rolled terrible. Oh my god, you got a 4. So.
Oh gosh. Well, Yuna got a 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 7. And Oren got a 2.
Well, I guess it's good that it's going after Yuna.
Yeah. It turned its back on Oren, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Oren was probably like, why did it turn? it surprised him. So you see this thing, and it appears like it's not very happy that you are, in fact, in its space, like kind of touching on its stuff.
I touch all the stuff. I'm going to take all of it.
And it sticks its arms out. Just like that.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love that you typed mommy in the chat too. That's pretty
good. It must have auto-corrected me. Well, maybe it is. You don't know.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Wow, this thing has like hit points. Okay. Let's see. That is funny. I actually didn't realize it because it must have auto-corrected it. Or I just spelled it wrong. I spelled bad.
All right, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, let's see.
Okay. I'm going to go on note here. Okay.
So it's between me and the way out, correct?
Yeah. I mean, you think that if you're thinking about trying to run past it, you probably could, but it will definitely get to get a strike at you because its initiative is only slightly slower than yours, and you're going to be running right past it. So yes, it will get one swipe at you if you try. Yep. I mean, it'll get one swipe at you, but then you'll be at the door. So it's up to you how you want to do that.
Yeah, but I want the rod.
If you hang on for the rod, it's definitely going to be able to move forward, and then you might not be able to get past it very easily. So that's up to you. I mean, you are a thief, so do what you got to do.
All right, you ready?
I am ready. I've been ready.
Okay.
This mummy's been here for 6,000 years. It's ready.
Yeah. And does it look like now it's flesh, or does it still look like it's stone?
Oh, no, it doesn't look like it's stone. Yeah, it's definitely rotted flesh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the skin's like gray or whatever, but you can tell by the way it opened up, it didn't go like... You could see its teeth and smell the stench of rot coming out of its mouth as it yelled at, well, tried to yell.
Okay. I want to, I'm always climbing on stuff. And I want to try to swing around it, kind of, climb up the back of it, and garrot its head off.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
That's what I want to try to do.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I think that's pretty legit. Okay. I'm going to say, because you're going to try to get behind it, that I'll give you a... I'm just seeing how slow it is. It's not that slow. I'm going to say... I mean, it's slow, but it's not that slow. Go ahead and make a DC 12 dexterity check. So, add your dex modifier, or ability rather.
Okay.
And if you beat 12, then I'll say it won't get a swing at you before you, since you are kind of running past it.
Okay. Yeah.
So do that first, and then you can make an attack.
Yes. 19.
All right. Yeah. So you can go ahead and make an attack.
Okay. But that's much worse. 8.
Oh, okay. 8 unfortunately does not hit. So yeah, you zoom past this thing, whip the garrote, and you just... I mean, it's... Yeah. It's just maybe it's too... But yeah, you stick your foot like in behind its calf to get like a good place to start climbing, and your foot just like goes through like the rotted flesh and just slides out, and you're like, whoa! And you're not able to attack. Of course, the mummy turns around, and it goes... And it tries to strangle you. Because that's what mummies do. Mummies are all about the strangle. So, let me see. Ooh, okay. 13 plus 5, 18.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Oh, yeah, okay. It has you around the neck. It does 2 points of damage.
All right.
But it is holding you around your neck, and it's like... And you can just smell like rotten teeth smell as it's choking you, the life out of you. And it is not a good position to be in, I can tell you that right now. So, yeah, Orin.
Yeah, what does Orin want to do? What can he do against a mummy? Well, he's going to do force manipulation. Because that seems to work for him.
That's true. Is he going to spell burn away all his other stats?
No, because I actually don't want to make a shield. Not really.
Oh, that's right.
I kind of want to use the sphere of force so I can throw it at him to get him to let Una go, if nothing else. So he's not actually going to spell burn. I'm just going to chance it.
Nice.
Right.
Right, and remember you have the 4 points of fleeting luck.
Of luck, yep. And my caster level plus his, yeah. So it's 14 plus. So he gets a 16 total.
Nice. That's enough, right, to do your thingy?
Yes, it is.
What is
and
it
yeah, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's going to do the one below it, which is the apple-sized sphere of force that can be hurled as a weapon.
All right, that's your dealio. Go
That's
for
his
it.
thing. It's yeah. It works. If we were in a different situation, he might. Of course, when he does force manipulation, he has to bring out the worms.
Oh wow. Oh, that's cool.
And we can say the worms come out of the mummy if you want.
Yeah,
that's really
that's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Poor Una gets covered in worms as they start to ooze out from the mummy's skin. He traces the shape in the air, and he's going to trace it in the shape of an internal organ to throw at this mummy. Oh, it's 2d6. For 8.
8,
points.
Okay, yeah. That hits it, but it is very, very strong. It does not seem to bother it very much. I mean, it hits it. I mean, it does damage, but it is not Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically just smashes into the thing, and it just keeps trying to choke Una out.
So it's Yuna's turn. Can she try to break free?
Yeah, I mean, you could do whatever you like. If you can, I don't think it's actually holding you. What it says is, it's still just, well, I guess it needs to make another attack to do more damage, so it's kind of holding you. You can get away. Yeah, if you want to. Make a, just make you're just going to try to, like, dodge away from it with your dex. You can make an agility check. We'll say equal to what it used to hit you, which was a 13. So if you can make a DC 13 agility, you can get away from it.
Okay. Yeah, because she saw Oren's thing hit it and it not take, it not be very hurt. So she's got a little plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 13, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Actually, +1 would be 14. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you can pull away. I mean, you can attack it as well if you want. Not with the Garrote, though, because you're obviously pulling away from it. But if you want to hit it with something else, if you have a sword or I don't know what kind of weapon you have.
I don't
think Una's ever fought a dagger. Okay. Yeah, you could. I'll say you can pull it out if you want to. I mean, you don't have to, obviously, if you want to do something else. I guess what I'm saying is that's not your whole move. You can do whatever else you want. That's just to get away from it.
Yeah, she's gonna get away from it, and Oren has thrown force at it, and she's gonna get away from it, and she's going to go right for that rod. I'm gonna grab it, and next time we're gonna do a grab and go situation here.
All right, yeah, you can do that. So you run towards the rod, which is on like a higher shelf. You're like, grab it. The mummy's like
that and the amulet.
Yeah. So the mummy sees that. Let's see. I'm still gonna. I mean, it doesn't. It kind of wants to kill you both, I guess. But so I'm gonna get one. So again, roll. Odd will be Oren. Even will be Una this time. Oh no! It likes you, Una. It's moving forward to try to strangle it. I mean, it makes sense. You're trying to grab the rod. Let's see. Boom. That's a 9 plus 5, 14.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. So you're gonna take 3 points, and it's holding you again. And again, now the 14 will be how what you'll need to get away. I mean, you have the rod because you and the amulet you took.
Yeah, they were but next to each other, right?
Yeah, they were like on the shelf. So you pull those down. So I mean, they're probably occupying both your hands right now. But yeah, and then this thing grabs you from the back and it's like choking you out. And it's Oren's turn.
Oren, okay. It's got its back to Oren, right? So he's going to try to distract it again. He's gonna magic missile it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there you go. Ooh, yeah, he's gonna do it anyway. This is the one where he might hallucinate. So.
Oh, right.
Let's see. +2 plus. Okay. So 16 again. 13 plus 3.
Nice.
Where's my magic missiles?
Let's see.
Just hit it. There it is. 1d4 missiles that deal damage equal to 1d. No, that's 18, 19. 1d4 plus caster level. A single missile does 1d4 plus caster level.
Right. Well, if you want to use that luck, would you get 16? If you use 2 points of luck, you can get it up to 18. Actually, if you use all 4 points of it, then you throw 1d4 plus 2, and they do 1d6 plus caster level. But that kind of depends on if you want to. Or no uses all the luck up, but that's fine.
Yeah. He'll use 2 luck to go to the 18.
Okay.
Just in case Una needs some.
Yeah. I mean, you can always use your own luck, too. Of course, Una can. The good Una, I keep calling you Una, but it's Una. Una, I mean, the good thing is Una actually gets her luck back, so. Or using the fleeting luck makes. So yeah, so you can roll a d4 to see how many you toss.
Okay, d4. 2.
Okay, and then each one does a d4 plus your caster level.
Right.
You can either roll 2d4 plus 4, or you can roll 1 and multiply it. However you want to do it.
All right, 2d4. 1 plus caster level. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 2 is 6.
Nice. All right.
So it's not a lot, but you know.
No, yeah, it blows through. You can see that like as you're starting to hit this thing, you can see that even because it's wrapped up and like the cloth is falling apart, that there's like big holes in this thing where like the organs are taken out and stuff, and so some of your attacks are just kind of like going through the holes. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe not doing as much damage as magic missile. Yeah, you want it to, but so this thing is basically it's already being held together by little bits and pieces. so even the fact that you're knocking into more bits and pieces, is helping for sure. But it's not as good as when you blew the guy away at the. Well, that was a crit. That's why. All right,
he's just trying to get him to turn away from Una,
yeah. She's holding the stuff. Yes. So he's strangling her, and it is Una's turn.
No, hang on. You're gonna like this. I failed my Mercurial Magic save.
Oh no! So, fantastic.
Yeah. I failed the will save, so I am now overcome by hallucinations of a bloody god war that last 1d3 rounds.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
Roll a d3?
D3.
Oh, God. 3.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right. I'll make a note of that. 3 rounds. 3 rounds. So you're hallucinating. Okay. It just says a bloody god war. Yeah, so we'll give a chance that you'll either randomly shoot a spell at somebody or just stand there freaking out. We'll deal with that when it's your turn next time.
Yeah, it says I access the memories of a dying god, so it should be fun.
Oh my god. Oh. Okay. All right then. Okay, go ahead and
we'll play this out.
Yeah, we're gonna play that out, but let's go. Well, get it on his turn. We'll deal with it. I got something in mind here.
All right, however you want to do it.
Oh yeah. No, At first, he's just like overcome by it, and then we're gonna because I'm not gonna count this as what. They'll start counting next round. We'll say. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it now. Oh, see now this is an adult one. Go ahead and roll a D5.
D5. Oh, I don't think I've ever rolled a D5. Okay.
There you go.
A 3.
All right, this god is going to cast a random spell. Let's see.
Oh no.
3rd level spell at that. Let's see. Oh, actually, roll just any die, and so that you can do like a normal type of die. Because even is going to be a cleric spell, odd is going to be a wizard.
Oh, okay. 6.
Okay, so that's a cleric spell. Okay, so level 3 cleric spell. Oh, there's actually not that many level 3 cleric spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of them. Roll yourself a d7.
Okay. 2.
2. Bolt from the blue. What the heck is this?
Oh no.
Cleric calls down divine vengeance upon those who stand in the way of his deity's agenda. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, I mean, you're a god. So, let's say roll 3d6.
Okay. 1 more d6 here. Oh, you want the total, or do you want each number?
Yeah, total.
8.
Okay, so we're going to give you a plus 8 in addition to the plus 5. So plus 13. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus 13. Let's see what this thing does. And hope that it targets the mummy. That's all I'm going to say. Because there is a chance.
Yeah. You said d20 plus 13?
Yep.
Okay, that would be 18 plus 13. So what is that, 31?
Okay. Yep, 31. Okay. The cleric can unleash a number of bolts equal to twice his CL, which is 13, so 26. Aimed at multiple targets within the spell's range. These bolts cause 1d14 damage and cause... Oh, wow. Holy crap. All right, so... This is where it's going to be interesting. It's one of those things. Una, make a luck check. Roll a d20, get your luck or under, or else you're being targeted by this. It's not going to be good.
Thank goodness that I got an extra luck for sleeping.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
Oh my gosh, I did it. I rolled a 5 under 10.
Fantastic. So you, Oren, see this mummy as an enemy to your god, or you are the god. You're going to roll 13 d14s. for
Better
damage.
get out my roller thing here. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. I have a feeling it's going to kill the mummy, but you really want to know how much damage it does. I know you, so let's see how much damage it actually does.
Yeah. Yes, you know that I want to see. Yeah. Oh, my roller doesn't have a D14 on it.
Oh, you don't have
That's
the
not good.
crawler?
Oh,
You
I
need
have
to
a
get the-
dice roller on my phone that I was using
Oh, you got to get the
for
crawler.
certain things. The crawler?
Yeah, that's the purple sorcerer app. That's what I have. And actually, it rolls them all. Like it
Oh,
rolls.
that's right,
The
that's
way
right.
I use it in batch, it rolls every die at once.
All right, well, I want to do this, so give me this.
No, take your time. Yeah, you could actually go to Coyote dice roller as well. Just pipe in whatever combination you want. Let's see. Also,
No,
do like.
I'm on purple sorcerer, so it's just under tools, right? The crawler.
Oh yeah, but I
Yep.
mean, you're only gonna be able to roll 3 at a time. If you want to do one single roll, you could do a Coyote dice roller.
Oh, coyote dice. Okay.
Yeah. Let me send it to you. I'll send it in the chat.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I'm sending it right now.
All right.
Oop. Yeah, if you go there, and then you can just type in number of rolls 1, and then just 13d14.
Roll. So you just put in 13.
Yeah. You just want to roll 1. So number of rolls 1, then roll 13d14. It should work. I mean, I don't think I've ever rolled a d14 before, but.
Oh, okay. Results 119.
Okay, well. So, I mean, that was.
That kills.
Yeah, that was. Well, No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was definitely enough, I would imagine, to kill the mummy. You can go ahead and describe how 13 bolts lash through through the ceilings and walls, or however you want to describe it, and they literally obliterate this mummy.
What are they? Bolts of like blue?
Bolts of blue, I think what it says. Yeah, it says. Let's find the
spell here.
Yeah, let me find it again. Here we got 31. The cleric can unleash a number of bolts equal to twice his CL, which aimed at multiple targets. Actually, general. The cleric calls down divine vengeance upon those who stand in his way, causing physical and mental anguish. Loss of everybody's scores. Oh, it doesn't actually say. Oh, a bolt of divine fire streaks down upon the enemies of the cleric's face. So it's divine fire. You can describe it anyway.
Divine fire, or for me, it'll be lightning because it's always lightning with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, from I'm actually going to say that Orin actually starts to glow like with this blue crackly static electricity energy as he's having this memory of being this old god, and it just comes out of him in this burst of almost like one of those things at a science museum where you put your hand on it and it, follows around. Yeah, it's just he kind of looks like one of those at this point, and it just bursts out of him in a wave of just blue fire and takes out this mummy, and somehow does not hit Yuna.
Yeah, because it says you can. Well, let me just make sure. Can aimed at multiple targets within the spell's range. These bolt cause each target. They also lose ability score points, but that's not going to matter. In addition, each target must make a fortitude save. It doesn't say anything about any kind of like collateral damage. So yeah, somehow.
Yeah, and he'll say, "Unhand my minion," as he does this. Just fire, just crackling blue energy, just comes out of every pore in his skin.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Okay. That was good. But you got 2 more rounds. There's 2 more rounds of you being this god. So yeah.
Yep.
So Yuna, Orin just fucked up the mummy.
And she heard him say what he said, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, oh shit. And so I'm gonna say she's seen him do this before, something like this. She knows kind of what's going on. She has the rod, and she'll be like, she's gonna go bow before Orin and say, "My God, I have brought you these gifts, and you have defeated the evil that held this place. Let's get out of here. Take me to safety, my God." And she's like supplicating to him on her knees.
Nice. Make a luck check.
Okay. Not a swear word. I was not going to say a swear word. No.
No.
Nope.
First, we must destroy this place.
Oh, God.
All right, so go ahead and roll any die. Even is going to be cleric spell. Odd's going to be wizard.
3.
So that's a wizard spell. Okay, roll a d5.
5. A 1.
Well, that's probably good. And shit, how many? I forget how many. I think there's 27 first level spells. Well, they
Something
wouldn't
like that.
cast them all because some of them are. Just roll a d24. It's good enough.
A D24? Okay.
Yeah.
8.
8. Detect magic. I see there's magic about. He's detecting magic everywhere. By the way, your cloak is magical.
I thought it might be.
He points out.
Nice.
I think that's the only thing he picked up that was magical. Oh, and the eggs are also magical. But I think Orin already realized that.
We knew the eggs were. We just don't know what they do. But now we know the cloak is.
Yeah, the cloak.
I figured because it was smelled good after. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to see. Hold on a second. Does detect magic tell you what it does? Because maybe he'll tell you what it does.
Oh, nice.
I mean, yeah, we'll take advantage of the god being here. I don't see. Why don't I see detect magic? What is
it? Detect magic.
Detect magic.
Invisible. Dispel magic.
It's weird. It's listed under the.
Detect magic under level.
Oh, as for cleric spell.
Level 1 cleric. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a cleric spell. There we go. Detect magic. Well, I guess it depends on how you cast it. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus 13.
Okay. Oh, of course, that time I roll a natural 1. So now we got other stuff to deal with.
Failure. No, actually, it doesn't have any kind of...
But plus 13, so yeah.
Oh, no, hold on, because I'm not looking at the wizard. Oh, but it's not listed as a wizard spell. So
it's not listed as a wizard spell. Yeah,
I guess you would take general corruption. Yeah, it probably falls into general corruption then if you take it at all. Let me just do a quick check there. You might get corrupted here for your first time. How exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah, corruption. There is a general corruption. I think we'll say minor. Because it's only detect magic. Yeah. So go ahead and minor corruption. Go ahead and roll a d10 and adjust it by your luck. Do you have a luck bonus or penalty?
I don't have either one of those.
Okay, so just straight d10.
It applies to rolls for corruption. I don't know what that means. Okay.
Yeah, well, if you had a bonus or penalty, it would.
Right, yeah. No, I don't have any kind of thing for luck. So.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a 9.
All right, if this is required, roll a d10 minus the spell's level plus the wizard's luck modifier. Okay, so 8.
So 8.
Right. Character's facial appearance is permanently disfigured according to the magic that was summoned. Oh, that's interesting. If fire magic was used, eyebrows would be scorched and skin glows red. If cold magic was used, the skin... if ambiguous magic was used, his appearance grows gaunt and he is permanently loses 5 pounds. Oh. So he has lost 5 pounds?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll write that down. Gaunt.
And he is now gaunt and has lost 5 pounds. But luckily, and nothing happens, so you don't know. So I guess you don't know that the cloak is magic, but whatever you do.
Yeah, we figure.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
All right, so one more round.
All right, one more round. Yeah, go ahead and okay. I guess even cleric, odd, wizard.
Okay. Another odd.
All right, d5.
5. Oh, I put that one. 3.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. Wizard spells. Level 3. There are 24. Well, yeah, just roll 24.
Could Una have run since she had?
Oh yeah. She could have ran when he was detecting magic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
you want to have
she
her?
She sees that her supplication didn't work, so she's like, "Well, I'm not going to stick around and let him kill me."
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you ran, yeah, you're basically all the ways to the room where you got the cloaks by the time this goes off. So you're pretty far away. Um, Go ahead and roll a d24 to see what spell he blows out.
Oh god. 6.
Oh, Eldritch
Oh
Hound.
no.
That's interesting. And go ahead and make your cast summon force another worldly hound to hunt for him. Oh, guess what? This Eldrid Hunter
What?
is a vile creature of the abyss with no good intentions. The spell requires a number of 1 point of spell burn. Spell burn does not heal until the Eldritch Hound returns to wherever it came. Oh. It has no
Oh boy.
permanent form on the material plane. It usually appears. Oh, wow. The caster must make known to the hound the object, the person. I mean, he's not going to send it after you, probably, because he doesn't know who you are. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus 13.
Oh, that's, yeah. Well, it's not a 1. 16 plus 13. So what, 29?
29. The caster summons an Eldritch Hound that possesses vast knowledge of all things in the material plane. There's a 50% chance it has advanced knowledge of the target, no matter how obscure. It may provide the caster with some previously unknown knowledge. As it begins to search, the hound is blah 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 blah. Before he's drawn back points cane, 90% chance that the hound succeeds in finding. Okay, so basically what ends up happening here is you have to spellburn at least 1 point to do this, so go ahead and spellburn off something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and what's going to happen is, because whatever, we'll just send it, say that he sent it to do its thing. It's just going to take 1d7 plus 14 days to do it. So we'll make a note of that many days. You won't be able to get that 1 point back until then. Even if if you happen to heal enough, you'll still have to hold that point until
Okay.
1d7 plus. So just make a note of that. Just roll 1d7 plus 14.
1d7 plus 14. Okay.
Yeah, I mean the god sends the hound out
To find something that was important to the god, I suppose.
exactly, yeah, because it's not Orin's not in possession, so of his mind. So
4 plus 14, so 18 days.
all right, yeah, so just make a note of that. So you'll have 18 days before you can get that 1 point back. I mean, it may be that it's going to take you that long anyways, with all the points you're down. But,
Right.
Yeah,
Like poor Orin's gone. He lost 5 pounds, and now he's back down to 3 strength.
Yeah, he collapses, from exhaustion as the spell fades, and I mean, he had the torch, right? Well, he probably dropped it on the ground, so you probably ran through the dark because you were so scared. You see the light ahead of you of the stairs coming down as and past you, blows past you, this hound made of steam and fire as it rips past you. You probably collapse onto the ground, so it flies over your head and out the door, and then all is quiet.
Well,
And there you go. Wow. All right. That went different than I thought it was going to go.
you think? I was also not expecting that. Okay. Yeah, so I guess well, she sees the hound run by and goes, oh, okay, so he's not going to bring the temple down on my head. I suppose I should go get him. He's probably tired. And
yeah, I guess you wait a fair amount of time so you can, because you have no idea how long it's going to last. So, well, actually, you've said you witnessed it before, so you probably know it doesn't last that long. So, yeah, you could do that. You wait a few minutes and go back, and of course, Orin's there, and he's exhausted, and the mummy is completely and utterly destroyed.
Oh yeah, it just smells like ozone at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't say anything about, like I said, about collateral. So I'm going to say that the stuff is still there.
Well, she has the rod. She has the amulet. She'll put those in her bag.
Yeah.
How big are the silk bolts? Because maybe we could trade those.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty. You can carry them. Yeah, you can carry them, but they're going to be big. Like they'll be bulky. A bolt of silk is even carrying one would be kind of bulky. You could come back for them, of course, or try to take them out. But like it'll be like I would say that you could probably each carry 2 of them without too much trouble. But if anything happened, you'd have to drop them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have two really nice things. There's no need to be greedy at this point since we've escaped.
Yeah, and that amulet, by the way, that you picked up off the wall as you look at it, it looks very similar to the other one, except in the center of it, actually the gem itself is like hollowed out a bit, and there's another gem that looks like somehow it was attached to it. Who knows how? Glue, whatever. So it almost forms an eye. It looks like an eye. The gem in the center is red. Yeah.
Eye, red. Okay. I'm gonna have to write everything that just happened down since I. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot happened. So yeah, you come out of this place. That didn't take that long, but you're probably exhausted, so you set camp for another day, and I guess this is a very good place to stop, and we'll see if you're going to continue your mission to find the God Smoke next time, or if you're just like, we have enough treasure, we're gone.
Yeah.
You did take
Wow.
that music box though.
Oh no, I'm sure they'll honor their. But boy, whoo.
Yeah, that was okay. I mean, I guess I could have done it a different way, but I thought that was a good way to do it. There was a mummy, and you killed it. So well done, well played.